We start a new series today where we are going to talk about the implications of DPDP Act on various industries, various businesses in our country. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you regularly see new content on data privacy. And as I said, let's talk about the impact of DPDP Act on various businesses in our country. So, what are the key misconceptions when people talk in general about DPDP Act? One policy fits all. No, it does not. There has to be a difference in the way privacy is being handled in different organizations. There could be additional clauses, there could be lesser clauses, and there has to be, it cannot be 100% same between multiple organizations. You cannot just pull up a privacy policy template and rename it and use it as it is. Compliance does not mean you have taken a consent and you have issued a notice. No, neither in the other direction that you issued a notice and then you took a consent. No. Compliance means far beyond just taking a consent. And a small business means no compliance? No. Any business that is processing the data of an Indian citizen in digital form, where processing means collecting, storing, using, sharing with third parties, or deleting, right, is processing the data and therefore has to be DPDP compliant, right? So, what changes across different industries that they need different ways to handle their data? The type of data, the kind of applications they are using, the volumes of data. It could differ from a small business like SMEs to healthcare and large enterprises. Both the type and the volume of data could be hugely different. Again, the sensitivity also, financial transactions, courier versus courier dispatch details, they have different sensitivity. Purpose of data, having an address for locating and sending medical reports versus an ordinary transaction, again a difference. Legal obligations, HIPAA high tech on one side, PCI DSS and financial commitments on the other side. Level of automation, what level of automation an organization has done can also bring a difference in the way personal data is being handled by those organizations. The core of the DPDP Act remains the same, irrespective of the business. DPDP Act says you need to have a privacy notice. Quickly touching upon it, privacy notice describes how you plan to use the personal data. How did it be stored? So again, the 5 processing elements, how they would be handled when personal data is being collected, ideally presented before even asking for a consent, and then the consent that now I've told you what am I collecting and why am I collecting it, how am I going to use it. Please give me a consent that you allow me to follow these processes. The user rights, which is very important. End of the day, privacy is meant for protecting the user's interest. Security of the data, both from the point of view of how it is being stored, putting it encryption and access controls, to how it is being transported, maybe on the wire through anonymization and other privacy enhancement techniques. Governance of the overall infrastructure, again, access control, most important, and security of the data. And then the retention of the data, for how long is it going to be retained? Ideally, Code DPDP says till the purpose is met, right? Of course, if you have other regulations and there is industry based, many industries do not regulate it, but like healthcare says, HIPAA says 10 years after death of the patient. So if that is the case, then the DPDP retention is to be overwritten. And breach response. Breach response is another very important static thing. Even if you're a small business, you have to inform your principals and the Data Protection Board of India that there has been a breach from your organization. You cannot just ignore it. Three typical categories of business in India: highly sensitive business in healthcare, BFSI, EdTech, government, telecom; transactional business in retail, e-commerce, logistics, travel, SaaS; and workforce-driven business when it comes to employers, MSMEs, agencies, and HR professional services. Some of the real-world examples: hospitals have critical medical records and they are highly sensitive. They are healthcare information. E-commerce just has purchase history. It is important but not very highly sensitive. HR department has employee data. And again, there is sensitivity associated with HR data from medium to high as far as complexity is concerned, but sensitivity is high. Restaurants, no sensitivity at all. They may take your phone number at the most. Many of them don't even ask your names. Right? So, what should these businesses do when they want to be compliant in India? They should first sit down and try and understand what data have they been collecting, map the data flow, identify the legal basis of the collection as well as the purpose for which it has been collected, establish the consent model, limit the retention period, secure their systems through various security models, RAID, encryption, anonymization, access control. So these are some of the very critical things that a business should do in terms of day-to-day operations. And when it comes to users, the functional part of it, you should respond to users' right requests within very quick time so that the confidence of the user is maintained with the way you are handling his personal information. Same comes up with the vendors, except that you need to add privacy specific clauses in your vendor contracts. So that's about what a business should do and why, despite being the same course, DPDP Act may sound different to each of the businesses. In the series of around 10 episodes, we are going to talk about the key industries that we have in India and how they should handle the personal data in their organization. So stay tuned, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share your feedback in the comment section.